A cheery good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your host, Nishad Kora. I extend my warmest welcome to each and everyone present at the 7th Omtex Cricket webinar. Let me take this opportunity to salute you all as you accomplish your duty as a Corona warrior in this pandemic time. The biggest challenge in this downtime is to not lose focus of your goals and keep your spirits high. This series of webinars by Omtex Sports is an attempt to lift your spirits in this downtime and keep you connected to the game. This exclusive Omtex webinar will be led by the former West Indian dynamo and legend, Mr. Alvin Kallicharran, to be assisted by his dear friend, Mr. Jatin Patel from USA. If we all are lucky, there could be a couple of cricket celebrities reviving their old memories, chit-chatting with Mr. Kallicharran. At the outset, may I request the Managing Director Vijay Patel to please present his greetings to Kallicharran sir and introduce Mr. Jatin Patel to the forum so that he can take this webinar forward. Over to Vijay sir.
Hello everyone. How are you? This is the 7th Omtex cricket webinar, and thanks for continuing support for Omtex, and we'll be doing our best possible. I'd like to welcome my friend, fan, I'm everything for him, Mr. Alvin Kallicharran. Yeah, I have a very good memories with Alvin sir. He is the first man to introduce Omtex in UK in 2002. When we finished NetWest series, if you remember, India won the NetWest series against England. That time, a lot of players were wearing Omtex, and from that connection, we got connected. And he was liking all the uniforms and everything, and from there the relation of Omtex and Alvin Kallicharran started. And when he was in Mumbai, we made a big press conference with Alvin sir, and it was like Omtex in UK by Alvin Kallicharran sir. Hope you remember. So that was my day where I met Alvin Kallicharran sir, and till today we have a very good relation with sir. Sir, thank you very much for supporting Omtex. Now it is nearly 18 years. And last year, luckily, sir was with the Pondicherry team. So we just got a chance to reconnect again. And I'll also like to introduce Jatin Patel, who is the founder of USA Center of Excellence in Cricket and even America's Cricket Foundation. And he will tell you about Omtex and the relation between Omtex and Jatin Patel. So, Jatin bhai, welcome.
Good afternoon.
I welcome
and welcome everybody.
Friends. Yeah, I welcome all.
Vijay bhai, thank you again.
Yeah,
we have a relation more than 20 plus years with the Omtex, and happy to join this 50-year celebration ongoing. I will say thanks to all Omtex team for doing the great job. It's my honor and a pleasure to introduce Alvin Kallicharran. But before that, let me give you some insight, because a lot of young players out there who born after 1980 don't know Kallicharran. He was one of the true legends who started playing his first-class cricket at age of 18 in 1967 for Guyana, West Indies. During that time, West Indies was full of great cricketers, and it is very hard to replace any of them. Even he was performing well. It took almost 5 years. And finally, he got opportunity to play for the West Indies team on April 6, 1972, against New Zealand in his home ground at the age of 23. As I said, he was full of legends, and there are plenty of frontline batsmen. So Sir Kallicharran got the opportunity to bat at number 6. It was a moderate score in that particular inning, which was his first outing. When he joined the inning, West Indies was already 4 down. Most of the frontline batsmen went back in the pavilion. He came out, scored 100, not out. he faced almost 254 balls to make it long inning. He was the only centurion in that inning with 7 fours and a 6. He kept continuing.
Yeah.
Later on, during the same series, he also scored another century in Trinidad against the same New Zealand side. He kept continuing. Beyond his allegiance, he is a great legendary batsman. And while he was doing well, very next year, he was rewarded with the very honorable award called Wisden Cricketer of the Year in 1973.
When you get a message, then you may have.
He is one of the truly greatest champions, as he is the only batsman from West Indies who played first both World Cups and ended up being a champion. As many of you know, West Indies was in the final all first 3 World Cup. Kallicharran is the distinction, played 2, won 2. Many other teammates played 3rd World Cup, but did not come out with the victory, which was won by India. He was the true architect and the game changer for that West Indies. During that first World Cup in 1975, it was a new sensation for almost every cricketer out there in the world. They were playing first ever time at the World Cup level under the ICC. No doubt it was a 60-over game, but most of the cricketers were used to play test match only. He was the highest scorer for that West Indies in that World Cup. Top of that, he played one of the memorable and unforgettable innings against Australia, which helped the West Indies to reach final. That particular inning changed the outcome and fortune of the West Indies to become champions in 1975. Many of you know India won that World Cup with that one key play. We call it Kapil's catch. It's more than that. West Indies was down. Dennis Lillee was on the show. He took care of all frontline batsmen for the West Indies. And here's the gentleman came out and destroyed the Lillee in that particular game. He scored 78 of 83 balls at a most critical time for his team. Out of that, it was such a power hitting, was way far from the normal inning. Top of that, he destroyed the Dennis Lillee in his 13 years of career. No one has hit like that day, the way the Mr. Kallicharran did. He scored 35 runs off his 10 balls against key bowler on that day. He was ready to take advantage in that game. During those days, Australia and West Indies were super powerhouse. One of them supposed to win the World Cup. That thrilling 10-ball sequence between Kallicharran and Lillee, even it's today's T20 world, it's about 3.5 runs per ball under crisis, under huge pressure. And that changed the fortune where the West Indies kept going in final and won it. He was also a West Indies captain during 1977-78 when most of his teammates left for Kerry Packer series. During that tour in India, as a captain, he scored 187 in Mumbai, which is still recorded as his highest score in Test cricket. During his playing career, I will say he was delightful to watch, period. Even I have witnessed his 187 in Bombay live when I was in India. He used to display amazing footwork with the elegant stroke play, both front and back. It's a short selection without any major weakness. was the biggest thing. And even today, he's one of the greatest in that sense. Because of his quick footwork and his capability to move around quickly, he was one of the best against the spinners. So you can say, when he's playing against Asian countries, the spinners are more watchful at Kallicharran than any other West Indies player. Overall, he played 66 matches, 109 innings, 10 not outs, 4,399 runs with the 187 as highest score. That includes 12 centuries and 21 50s. He took about 51 catches and 4 wickets. He also played 31 ODIs, where he scored 826 runs at an average of 34.41. Sir Alvin Kallicharran holds the British Empire Medal. He played for Warwickshire in English County, and he awarded BEM by the Queen in 2019. During the same year, while he was ready to come out to public with his book, Colorblind, which is now available. Going on, the book is not about his life story or biography. It's beyond that. As book is must for any player or coach, I will say. As he has covered many things from inside, it's all about learning about how you become legend. As all of us, he been through a life with full of challenges. He explains in a book how he come through those challenges. To me, book is more than we all can learn. It's all about what it takes or what matters or how to reach at the highest level when you are playing cricket. This is just short introduction. I can continue talking all day because of my relation with Kallicharran. I know him, but this is not about his story. So I will continue talking about book in details and how to get it through Omtex towards the end of the session. But at this moment, I like to welcome Big Brother.
Yeah.
Well, sir, BEM.
BEM.
Alvin Kallicharran. Welcome, brother.
Thank you very much, Jatin. Thanks for the kind words. And nice to speak
Welcome.
to all of you. Welcome. Pleasure. Vijay, how are you?
Hello. Hello. I'm good. I'm so happy to see you.
I've got my shirt.
Can you take the camera down a little bit?
Yeah, I got my shirt, yeah.
You know, your face is not coming in the camera. Ah, that's it. That's beautiful. Yes,
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So
Oh, God.
Yep.
So happy to see you.
Now you're looking young and handsome. You might need to
Yeah.
put a couple of buttons like you used to do in 1987,
Yeah.
man.
And thanks to those kind words, Vijay.
Excellent. You
Yeah.
remember, right? You remember the press conference?
Oh, yes. I remember. I was telling Jatin how I used to stay at your house.
We had the Dilip and Sarkar also together, remember?
Yep. Stay at the house, yep.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Sir,
But I'm
welcome,
glad,
sir.
Jatin
the
Patel, sir.
relationship has gone. Yeah, morning.
Yeah, before we ask Kallicharran sir to get
Yeah, with
started
some
with
videos.
his lecture,
Yeah, videos.
we have got a small video that we have made for him.
Yeah,
So may I
please.
request Team Omtex to please play out Kallicharran sir's video.
It was the beginning of West Indies' dominance in world cricket. In the very first World Cup, left-handed Alvin Kallicharran showed what Caribbean cricket was all about.
Great shot, 4 runs, beautiful stroke.
Well, small in stature but big in heart. Yeah, that's Alvin. Yeah, he was a very courageous young player. Played for Warwickshire as well too, but to me, just playing the West Indies team, I'm only 5'9.5", and I can put my elbow on top of his head and stand up quite easily. He's a very small person, but a very strong, very committed.
Oh, it's a beautiful shot.
Kallicharran may have been short in stature, but wasn't so in confidence. He never shied away from exhibiting his back foot play.
Oh, he's flashed again. 4 more. Yes, now 3 balls, all gone for 4. And he's done it again. 4 more. My goodness.
Aggressive yet elegant, Kallicharran was a
Yes, sir. Over to Kallicharran, sir.
Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Good. The stage is all yours, sir.
Yes. Well, it's a great privilege for me to be here on this program. Thanks for all the kind words so far. And at this wonderful age now, for people to still remember me, it's touching. And it's so much value. And also one main thing, I'm proud to be an Indian that played for West Indies. That's one of the greatest privileges for me. Can we hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
you're
sir.
absolutely
Everybody's
audible.
mute.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you are
Okay,
good.
good.
You are good.
Yeah, good. So it's a great privilege for me to, as I said, being an Indian, born in the West Indies, and to have played for West Indies, it's an honor, because one would have thought when our great-grandparents or grandparents left the shores of India, who would have thought that we would have been playing cricket? And as I said, the way we started in the sugar plantation, it's second to none, because we were playing street cricket, growing up in the villages, not knowing what the next day going to be like. Life was difficult. But then again, when I'm in this book that I wrote, I could have written books during the course of my career, but then I didn't think I was ready to write a book. I didn't have enough experience, because all I was going to write about how a score runs against India, how a score runs against Australia, England. I didn't want that. That's too many eyes in it. And what brought me to write this book is working with kids for the last 15, 20 years, and more so in America. I thought about how I can help kids and able to work with them. Because when I'm working with kids, I try to channel through my energy how I was at their age, and I'm able to penetrate them. So that's how that brought me to kind of write this book. Because in America, most of the Indian kids that I'm working with, they're all privileged background. And I wanted to teach them a bit of mental toughness and discipline, how to be successful. Because I was one of those kids that faced this pressure and hurdles early in my life. Not affording to go to school. And cricket helped me to get a scholarship to go to school. working with the cane plantation with my dad to make extra money, cutting rice in the paddy fields to help, working in the mills. All these things, when you realize now, they gave me such a strong platform mentally that you can fight hurdles. So I took that into my cricket. I took that into my cricket when I was facing challenges. When I was facing those four spinners in India on a turning wicket. Oh my God. How, developing on playing in England on seaming wickets, on green wickets, how you have to fight that difficult period. But then when you learn to fight those adversities, the game then belongs to you. I always said that when I was playing, I always tried to bat for a day. And that means I don't play overs, I play for time. And if I bat from 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock, that means I'm 150. So that gives me the hunger. And it's all in this book, how I planned it. The difficulties, the hurdles, the early childhood, how I had to fight those situations. And I put it for those kids. So that's why it's more or less a mentorship book, not about I. There's not many I's in that book. As a matter of fact, if there's one there, that's too many. As a matter of fact, just before the plague started, 2 schools are taking that book into the school syllabus for a teaching book. So I'm very proud of that. And that book would help aspiring young players, even adults who still want to play the game. So, and that's what the book all about, how to fight hurdles, how to fight difficulties, how to create discipline, how you can score runs. You just dream about this success. And I said it wasn't an easy journey, but at the end of it, it was a wonderful journey. To have played against all the great cricketers in my era, playing with the greatest team for West Indies. And they couldn't be beat. When we talk about, I always believe in role models. And I was blessed in that era to have so many great role models in my time. Starting from the Sir Frank Worrell, I never met. Sir Clyde Walcott, Everton Weeks, even George Headley. Because I used to read, I was dreaming. I used to read and copy them. I used to play with a piece of stick. And when I was growing up in the village, I used to sit under a tree and look at the senior players played at club level. And I used to get a piece of stick, and then once they played a beautiful shot, I copied the shot. And then I had to walk 1.5 miles home. So I used to memorize those shots and copy them all the time. And I was also lucky that I grew up in a village, produced about 10 or 11 test players. Rohan Kanai, Joe Solomon, Basil Butcher, Roy Fredericks a few miles down the road, and among others. Well, when you have role models like the Rohan Kanais, growing up in the same village, you only develop a passion and hunger for the game. So I was fortunate, and that's why I teach kids and instill in kids, have role models. Role models can be anybody. And I strive on that, and those are the things that create success. Not the actual practicing and batting and bowling. It's the what you learned from your elders. So I was fortunate to have all these role models. So, but for me, it's been a wonderful journey. It's a journey. And that's why I call the book. Also, people ask me why I call the book Colorblind. And I see color as simple as oneness. Because when I learned that early in my life, because growing up in the West Indies, I grew up with blacks. And I have some of the greatest role models. Basil Butcher from the same village. He gave me my first cricket bat. He's not Indian. Lance Gibbs became one of my greatest admirers. And let me tell you why. I remember 1973 in England, my first tour. I scored 400s in a row against counties prior to the first test match. And we were leaving Nottingham to go to London for the first test match. And I was just playing with Roy Fredericks, having a giggle. And Mr. Gibbs said to me, "What are you smiling about? Get to the back of the bus," and not in that language neither, in a better language, like the Australian language. I went to the back of the bus, and for 4 hours, I was sweating, and the bus was air conditioned. And when the bus arrived at the hotel, I followed him, and he was heading towards the bar. And he said to me, "Go and get me a drink." I went and got him his favorite drink, whiskey and ginger. And he had a couple sips, and he said to me, "Do you think you can bat?" I said, "I don't know, sir. I don't know." He said, "You can't bat to save your life. You don't know to bat. You should not be on this tour. You shouldn't be here. You think scoring 100, 110, 120 is runs? I want to see 200s. I want to see 300s if you can." And I said to myself, I walked up in the room. I said, "Look, he has got my interest at heart. He loves me." Instead of taking that as a negative, I took that as a positive. And that's all those kind of things. And those kind of men like Lance Gibbs and Rohan Kanai playing in the same team. Sir Gary Sobers, the greatest cricketer ever lived, to be in the same team with him, my first captain. So what I'm saying, it's so emotional when you mention these names, because they played a big part in our success. They laid a great foundation for people like me, and the Viv Richards, the Gordon Greenidge, and all those fast bowlers. So it's all in that book about people who I love and the people who I haven't forgotten. And then to go on to playing in England, playing county cricket for this long, 20 years of Warwickshire. Well, the white man put food on my table and made me famous for all these years. So how can I turn back and say there's prejudice in this sport? And that's the reason I call it colorblind. So that's my journey.
Yeah,
So
that
anybody,
was, yeah, Kallicharran sir, that was fantastic. The insights that you gave and a couple of stories that you came up with. You're an absolute legend. May I please humbly request you to please adjust your camera so that we can see you full screen? Now
Good.
we get started with the question answer session. There are quite a few questions that the audience is more than eager to ask you. As the host, I get to ask you the first question, sir. Are you all set, sir?
I'm ready.
Yeah, great. You arrived on the test arena with a bang, scoring an unbeaten century against New Zealand in front of your home crowd. You followed that up with one more century against the New Zealand in the next test. So your debut and the second test, again a century. So the whole world knew that the star had arrived. What did it feel like then, sir?
Well, you know, when I was growing up and you were hungry in the village, all you wanted to do was play cricket and to be successful. I had only played one test match. I achieved my dream that I wanted to play test cricket. But then to go on to score those hundreds, I couldn't ask for anything better for the start of a career. But then again, why does it feel like that? At the same time, when you have the opportunity in those days in West Indies cricket, you had to take it. Because West Indies could have picked two teams of the same caliber. Imagine the batting order when I made my debut for Guyana. Roy Fredericks, Stephen Kamash, Rohan Kanai, Joe Solomon, Basil Butcher, Clive Lloyd. How do you break into that team? Right?
Absolutely.
How can you break into that? But there's only one way to do it. I always speak to kids about this. Keep reminding them. Keep reminding them. And once you get your opportunity, you've got to take it. So it wasn't a question of scoring those runs, taking opportunities, making use of opportunities. And that alone is a huge encouragement for people like me and all of us that came later to play for West Indies. And I was one of those lucky ones. I wouldn't say lucky, no. I never use that word lucky. I always said to them, I always speak about this. That success was my success. I know the sweat, I know the tears, I know the hunger, I know how to go without. From early childhood to 16, I hardly ever had a pair of shoes. We were walking barefooted. You had to borrow everything borrowed or everything given to you or seconds. As a matter of fact, people used to call me seconds at home because everything we got was all seconds from people. So when you put all that together, you only see in front of you. You only see whatever success we have, that hunger. And then again, from the financial term, those runs will eventually turn into money, and which I did. So in terms of that, I said my success story, I deserve it. I deserve it. I wasn't lucky. Does that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely, sir. It's so well said that you deserved it and it was not just about luck. May I invite the first caller of the day, Bhavesh Pawar from Mumbai, to please put forward his question. Over to Bhavesh. Are you wired in, Bhavesh?
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Thanks, Omtex, for giving me this opportunity. I just wanted to ask you, sir, the area which you have played, we all know the West Indies cricket team literally ruled world cricket that time. So what was the mental toughness and what was the preparations that time you used to do to sustain at that level? I just wanted to know.
Right. I've just explained to you the first part of it. Yes, but let me go a stage further now. What helped me mentally to create my focus every time is every time I practice, it had to be a mental game I was playing. So in 20 minutes, I was batting for a day. The first 5 minutes, I imagined myself imagine I'm playing against India. The first 5 minutes, I'm judging the wicket. The next 5 minutes, mentally I'm facing Bishan Bedi. Mentally I'm facing Prasanna. Mentally I'm facing Chandrasekhar. So I'm facing these 4 spinners mentally, and I put that into phases. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes, I've gone to 50. That is up to lunchtime. The next 5 minutes, I'm pushing the ball harder. I've gone to tea time, not out. In the last session now, I'm seeing the ball better, and I'm playing. Now, here's a big problem. What keeps my concentration up to that period? The longer you bat, bad balls become good balls. So all I do then, only play for bad balls. So the next thing I know was 6 o'clock and I'm 100 not out. Only play for bad. You know, sometimes when we get to 50, we stop concentrating and people start to breathe harder. They start to overthink now. For example, why a bowler lining up the ball? And you thinking now, where are you going to play that shot? Well, how can you play 2 balls in one go? Can you play 2 balls in one go?
No.
No. So play 1 ball. Play 1 ball at a time and you don't get excited. And the longer I batted, the lower my backlift became to keep my concentration going. And anytime I felt as I'm going to lose my concentration, I take a single and get to the other end quickly. And sit back there for 2 or 3 balls and then recollect myself again. So I maintain a good level of concentration. So that 20 minutes of practice, I batted for a whole day. And I never tried to hit a ball out in the air. I never tried to hit the ball out of the ground. All I did, I want to see the ball hitting the bat. All I see, I want to see the ball hitting the bat. But you bowl me a short ball the first ball in the game. You bowl me a half volley, first ball in the game. See what happened there. So I've done my mental preparation. That's the key. And to maintain your level, play 1 ball at a time. And that's the only way you could judge line, you could judge length. And I've been working with kids. And I show them up to now. I keep checking the ball. I say, now, come and show me where that ball was pitched. They can't answer me. They can't come and show me. They're like the chaps from the movie Dosti. They couldn't see a thing. They didn't know where the ball pitched. And if you don't know where the ball pitched, how are you going to play back? How are you going to play forward? Okay?
Thank you,
Answer
sir.
your question?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
There was such a great lesson to learn in that answer of Kallicharran, sir. So hope everybody is really taken the key there. The next caller of the day may invite a very senior personality, Mr. Sunil Ulal from Mumbai, to present his question to Alvin, sir. Mr. Sunil Ulal.
Good evening, adorable and artistic Alvin, sir.
Good evening. Good morning. How are you? Good evening. Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, you've
Sir,
got a shirt too. You got a red. I've got a red shirt like that too. I've got a red.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything going well, Vijay. Good, good.
Yeah, Mr. Sunil, please carry on with the question.
I said, good evening, adorable and artistic Alvin, sir, on this spectacular Saturday. Sir, in your era, you all players were facing the real fast and fearsome bowlers with self-confidence and grace, without using major protective gears like helmets, chest pads, or forearm guards, etc. If ICC introduces a new rule stating that helmets are allowed to be used by every batsman for not more than 30 minutes after his or her arrival at the crease, do you feel today's brave cricketers will welcome such new rule sportingly to make the game interesting for bowlers and the spectators, please?
It's a difficult one, but you know, we were brought up in that era. We didn't know the difference, and to be facing those chaps 100 miles an hour, Thompson, Michael Holding, those two are the quickest, and to have in our domestic cricket, when people say that we are fortunate that we have all the fast bowlers on our team, don't even think that. You have to face them in domestic cricket first before you get selected for West Indies. And that you're facing about the volume. And there were plenty. They were all jumping off trees in those days, West Indies. But to face them, it takes a lot of heart and guts, yes, and determination. But then we look at it and we say our predecessors have faced them, so we've got to follow the same. Well, the helmet came into play later on, and in the late 70s, 80s, and that took over. But when you look at the chaps, for example, and you can't give enough praise to people like Gavaskar, Vishwanath, Jimmy Amanat from India. The way they handle the West Indian fast bowlers. And I think with Sunil in particular, the amount of runs he scored against West Indies without the helmet, that's courage, that's guts. Vishy, Gundappa,
Yes.
that's good. Jimmy Amanat, Jimmy, one of the greatest fighters, strong mentally, without the helmets. Well, you know, if we were to say now that players shouldn't use helmets, the first thing gonna jump on you and say, who are you to talk? You know. So it's a difficult question. Your answer could be fair, but then again, from the protection area, that's the first thing people talk about, the protection part of it. So you never know, before the 30 overs, somebody could be hit. And after the 30 overs, you don't know. But that was the era of the cricket we played without the helmet, and I'm glad I'm able to sit and talk to you now.
Absolutely. That's true.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an
you.
absolute case of guts and courage, you know. Thank you, sir. May I invite Ishan Parab, a 14-year-old aspiring cricketer from Mumbai, to please put forward his question. Yes, Ishan.
Good evening, Alvin, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm great. Great. Mhm. You look a bit hungry. You want to play? Yeah.
Yes. I wanted to
You look like
ask
me
the
when you were
question.
young, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Come on,
good.
Cam. Put forward your question.
I wanted to ask you that as you have been a part of the two-time World Cup winning team, how did you handle the pressure in important matches like World Cup finals?
You know, habit. Habit. Make simple things a habit. And if you make simple things a habit, There'll be no pressure. For example, what happens sometimes? You're a batsman, are you?
All round.
All-rounder, good.
Bowling all round.
Bowling all-rounder, good. So one day, you get 2 or 3 wickets. And then you score 50. And then you don't bother with it again. Oh, they're going to pick me. I'm going to be selected. They won't drop me. Then all of a sudden, you stop getting wickets. You stop scoring runs. So what does that bring? That brings pressure. Every time you walk out on the field now, you get more nervous, don't you?
Yes.
You get more jittery. And when tension overtakes you, there's no concentration. And when there's no concentration, fright comes in.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
Now, what you've got to learn to do, you're not going to get 5 wickets every day. You're not going to score 100 every day. All you have to do, you get 3 wickets today, get 1 wicket the next game. Next game, bowl 10 overs economically for 20 runs, but you didn't get a wicket. You score a 50, next day score 40. Then you get a 70. Then you get 100. So what you're doing now, you're making things a habit. So every time you walk out on the field now, you've got a clear mind. You've got a good plan of what you want to do. So you don't get scared again.
Yes.
You don't get scared. That's why. So if you start being a little bit more consistent with your performance, that's all you need. Consistency. Put that word in inverted commas on your cricket bag. Make simple things a habit.
Thank you,
Okay?
sir.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
boy.
Yeah, thank you, champ. Yes, please stick to your basics, have short-term goals, be consistent is what Kallicharran sir tells us all. May I invite this one, Mr. Srinivas from Muscat, who is trying to ask a question to Kallicharran, sir. Srinivas, sir, you can please go ahead with the question.
Hello, sir.
Are you connected?
I'm Srinivasan from Muscat in Oman. Oman is a country in the Gulf, in the Middle East, very close to Dubai.
Yep. Yes, I know.
I'm highly, blessed to be in your webinar today. So thankful to have accepted and come over. So I have a question where I'm going to take you back to those days. In your days, Alan Knott was one of the best keepers, but also was Rodney Marsh.
Yep.
Both of them were absolutely fearsome from behind the wickets.
Yep.
How would you compare them with Kirmani? How was Kirmani as compared to them? He's my coach for wicket keeping.
Right.
And what kind of strategy did you have to adapt to each one of them when you were playing against those individual countries? Because most of the time they used to stand up front, right behind the stumps, even for fast bowlers. So you had to adjust yourself to those kind of environments. So how would you strategize yourself in those kind of situations?
Well, now at the moment, when cricket starts again, first of all, there won't be any wicket keepers. All will be standing back. Yeah, but Alan Knott, yes, he's the best English keeper I have seen. Rodney Marsh for fast bowling, I'm glad he's standing back, because I'm glad he's not close up very often, because the language Australians use in the Queen's vocabulary, it's not in the book. So, and there he was brought up on a diet of fast bowling, so he was staying back most of the time. But for Kirmani, the safest pair and the best pair of hands you'll ever see. Because don't forget, in those days, on the turning wickets, you were keeping to different bowling. You're keeping to different these spinners.
Variety.
And on turning wickets, that takes a lot of guts. And the ease in which Kirmani retrieves is special. And don't forget, there's another chap too, apart from Kiri, the best I've seen in behind the stump. There's another chap called Rashid Latif, Pakistan. They were great keepers behind the spinners and soft hands. Easy, collecting the ball very, very easy. And I'll definitely put Kiri there. We've always talked about Kiri, but Kiri is definitely up there with the best of the best.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And thanks, Mr. Srinivasan, for connecting with us. Thank you so much. Now, may I invite Mr. Keshav Ram from Bangalore to please come up with this question. Mr. Keshav Ram.
Namaste, sir. Hello, hi, Mr.
Hello,
Alvin
hi.
Kallicharran. So
How
this
are
is
you?
Keshav Ram from Bangalore. And
How are
Mr.
you?
Oh, great, sir. You know what is the meaning of great? Getting really excited about tomorrow or today or tomorrow. That's the meaning of
Yes.
great.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing is that I really thank Omtex for giving me this opportunity on this. Thank you, Omtex, for that. My question is, who was the best? My question is, who was the best and the worst umpire you have ever seen? And with the advent of DRS, what is your opinion on LBW decision? And future Test cricket, will it be like IPL? Thank you.
That's the last
Put you
subject
with
you
a
want.
spot of bother.
That's a spot of bother, that one. Well, put it this way, umpiring. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't like to be an umpire. And I would like to be in their shoe. It's a very, very difficult job. It's a no-win situation with them. It's a no-win situation with them. And you know, at that level, at the highest level, every wicket is LBW. Everybody is caught behind. So they are in that difficult situation. I mean, you have to go back a little bit in the past when Dickie Bird was in England. He was probably one of the best because he had a good public relation with players. He had a good relationship with players. But he was one of the best I've seen in terms of that. And in the English county umpires, in that era, they were among the best because they were all professional cricketers. And the rest of the world were then trained, but non-cricketers. They're trained to be umpires. So with those, sometimes you're going to have certain decisions, bad decisions sometimes. But then that's part of the game. It's not going to stop. Look, we have the third umpire, we have all these big technicalities now, cameras, and they're still making decisions, wrong one. So it's not going to stop. We are humans, umpires are humans, where the mistakes are concerned. So we have to go with the time every time these things happen. But there's no other way I can talk about umpires because I had my fair share of luck. I had my fair share of bad luck too. So we have to live with that. So that's the only way I can talk about umpires, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I hope, Mr. Keshav will really try and understand. Speaking about umpiring, there's one very senior umpire connected to this forum by the name of Marcus Kuto. I'll request Marcus to please put forward his question to Kallicharran, sir.
More umpiring?
No, Kallicharran. No, nothing. Thank you at least for being with us. Thank you, Alvin, for at least supporting the umpiring fraternity and knowing what is the umpire. My question is, were you at that time made for T20?
Me, T20. Yes. We were playing like that in the test matches. We were scoring 400 runs in a day. Yeah, but if you look 2020, 40-40, 50-50 test match, a bad ball is a bad ball. The grounds remain the same. Gaps remain the same. So once there's gaps and selection of bad balls, that's all it is. Look at this fella Kohli. He doesn't play many big shots. Gaps. And so collective. And before you look, he's 50. So to say we couldn't play 2020, I tell you what, somebody asked me that question. I was speaking at a dinner in England, and they asked me that question. How would your team have fared in 2020 cricket? I said, do you want me to insult you or embarrass you? I said, no, do whatever you want. I said, all right. Imagine West Indies playing now, and we're batting. You have two chaps going out to bat, pull and cut, Roy Fredericks. Then there's a strong chap called Gordon Greenwich. Who can hit the ball that far, is it? And then one gets out after 5 overs. There's another strong one come. Look at him now coming in. Chap called Viv Richards. Good. 10 overs finished now. And I was batting 4. So Clive Lloyd said, Callie, you don't go. Let the other chaps go. So they sent another chap called Collis King, who hits the ball further than all of them. And then when he gets out, there's another tall one. He wears glasses. Fellow called Clive Lloyd. So do you expect us to bat 20 overs or finish off 20 overs? And then in the bowling department, we start with 2 quick spinners, Andy Roberts and Michael Holding. And then those 2 finish, and then the other 2 spinners come in. Joel Garner and Colin Croft. Do you want to go further?
Thank you.
Of 2020? No. We could have, those chaps, they could have handled any cricket. They could handle any cricket. But I don't know, you must go and check my strike rate. Somebody told me my strike rate in test cricket, it thinks about 107. So it's all about gaps and hitting bad balls. Yeah. So we were great for that anyway.
Yes, definitely the names that you mentioned, Kallicharran sir, all those players would have been super duper hits in the modern day T20 game. Absolutely. There's one question I would like to put forward to you, Kallicharran sir. You mentioned somewhere that Andy Roberts is the father of fast bowling. Even Sunny Gavaskar always mentions that he's the best fast bowler that he's ever faced. So can you please elaborate on Andy Roberts?
He was a teacher. He was a very good teacher. I have never seen a bowler bowling with such precision when he plans to do certain things. The line he bowls, the way he can change his hands. In the middle of his run-up, he can change the ball from the shiny side to the dull side, things like that. And where his cleverness comes in, where I picked up from him, we as batsmen, we picked up a lot from these chaps. Like, for example, if we're on tour, we'll sit together and the batsman will talk to bowlers and bowlers will talk to batsmen. You know, most when it's raining, or if in the nets, we'll say, Andy, bowl to me in this area. And he'll bowl to you in that area without any difficulty. And when you sit in the dressing room, And when we have our team meetings, and Clive would probably say, Andy, where are you going to bowl to boycott? Where are you going to bowl to any other batsman? And then the first person he'll ask is Andy. And all Andy used to say is, once you keep you off stump line. That's all. And then, Michael, what do you think? Whatever Andy says, we go with it. Because we all learn from Andy. Joel Garner, you leave him on his own. He's tall, he hit his own length. Colin Croft, what do you think? Well, anybody in the front foot, they're going to be in hospital. Thank you very much, Crofty. Well said. But they all, and then came the Marshall later on after this lot, and then he learned a lot from Andy. All of them learned their trade because of Andy, the art of fast bowling. Not to say they weren't good. They were top, but Andy was a good teacher. Andy was a good teacher of fast bowling.
Thank you, sir. Indeed, a very crafty bowler. And may I request Mr. Hariharan to please present his question now.
Good evening, Alvin Kallicharran, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, just to add to what Marcus said about T20, you know that great innings of yours of 76 against Dennis Lilly in the World Cup. There was a 10-ball sequence which yielded 35 runs, 7 fours and 1 6.
Yep.
Alvin Kallicharran T20 zone.
Yes, yes.
Sir, I just want to jog your memory back to an incident in 1974 when you were playing a test match versus England at Queen's Park Oval. And you were batting with, I think, Bernard Julian. And it was towards the end of the day. And as the game, as the over was finished, you just started walking. And Tony Greig, he ran you out.
I think he got sunstroke. He had a sunstroke.
And then what happened was a riot. I mean, what happened that day?
Oh, yeah, well, I think he's South African, so you don't expect better too. So I think he had sunstroke all day. But what he did, he brought an up. Well, put it this way. Julian played the ball softly. Well, if you play defensive shot, you think I'm that stupid to run?
Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely.
But or am I that stupid just to walk for a single? He picked up the ball, he went past me. I saw him doing it. In the meantime, half of the English players were on the way to the dressing room. They didn't know what happened. Alanot took the bail, he chucked it down. And they were all on the way. They didn't know what happened. And I'm sure he had Sangyu by surprise. Sangyu didn't see what happened.
Right.
Umpire.
Yeah.
I don't think I was that mad to walk for a single. But he brought an abrupt end to one of the best innings I probably played.
Yeah.
We were 60 for 6 when Bernard Julian came in. We were 60 for 6. Sir Gary Sobers was the last of the recognized batsmen. And we were 60 for 6. Well, out of that 60 for 6 then, to be 148 not out at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. True.
You know, so to get 148 then, and to walk for a single after all of 148.
It was a hard day in office for England that day.
Yeah, exactly.
that got to his brain. It's a brain void moment.
Yes. So I think he got the umpire by surprise. But then again, we were talking about umpiring just now. About you get away with it sometimes. It goes with for you, and it doesn't go with you sometimes.
But this thing caused a riot the next day.
He did.
Or the same day.
He did.
I think play wasn't started till you were called back.
Yep, next day.
Next day. Thank you so much, sir. Pleasant memory.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, sir. That was one of the many controversies that Kallicharran sir had to really face in his career. So now may I request Gandhar Kachre from Navi Mumbai to please put forward his question. Gandhar, are you connected?
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you. First of all, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So my question is, how should I increase my hard hitting skills?
Hard hitting skills. All you need is time the ball and hit through gaps. Find gaps first. How old are you? How old are you?
Gandhar, how old are you? think
I
he's
am
14 years
13-year-old.
Yeah. Just find gaps at the moment. All right? The longer you bat, you just bat long.
Yeah,
all
sir.
right? You just bat long. And you can play any shot you want to in the end.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
How tall are you?
Thank you, sir.
Good, you just bat long. That's all you need. You see, the longer you bat, the gaps become bigger. And the same fielders. Just learn to bat long at the moment.
I am about 4 feet.
4 feet. Well, how do you want? Good, find the gaps. All right?
Gandhar, you need to keep batting for a long time, keep picking up the gaps, and the big shots will come to you automatically.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got Mr. Joseph from Chicago who would like to put forward a question to Kallicharran, sir. Are you connected, Mr. Joseph from Chicago?
Yeah, good morning, Sir Alvin Kallicharran. You have been great. I'm a big fan of yours, and I remember the game in Wankhede Stadium. How do you rate Gavaskar overall during your period?
We talked about that before earlier on. Gavaskar is one of the greatest technicians you'll ever see in cricket. He had his biggest asset is Sonny's concentration. He had ton loads of concentration. He doesn't chuck it away. And that's the key thing with Sonny. When he set his stall, Sonny doesn't concern whether it's raining or it's snowing or it's hot. He just wants to battle all day. And that's the greatest thing with Sonny, is concentration. And for him, I said before, to score those kind of runs against West Indian fast bowlers at the height of their career, it's not an easy job. That is special. So Sonny's technique and his concentration are his greatest asset. Back for days.
Yes, absolutely. One of the best opening batsmen that world cricket has ever seen, Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Thanks for connecting.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And now may I request Kalu Singh from Bangalore to please come up with this question.
Question was regarding, so when you used to face the bowler like Bishan Singh Bezi, so what was your mindset while batting against the Indian team?
Bish is possibly the greatest left-arm spinner we ever seen. And his asset was his attitude to bowling. He's not scared of flighting the ball. He's not scared of these things. And he's got about, it's like changing his turban. He's got a new turban for every ball he bowls. Sometimes you're going on the wicket and you think it's a flighted ball, but all of a sudden the ball starts to dip. And then he has got a quicker one, a very good quicker one. So he was versatile. He wasn't scared to attack the batsman. And he wasn't scared to pitch the ball up. and he drags you into mistakes. He drags you into mistakes. That was Bish's greatest asset. So with Bish, you've got to be watchful with him. When you think he tantalizes you when he flights the ball, but don't think all flighted ball are the same. They're not the same.
Yes,
So
sir, indeed. Yes, sir, please go on.
Yeah, he was just a great spinner. He was just a great spinner. Like all the others, like Prasanna, Chandra, all four. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. This one, Mr. Nilesh, who would like to put forward his question. We're going to be taking the final 2 questions for the session. Nilesh, are you there?
Hello?
I think he,
hello?
yes, sir. Yes, sir,
Yeah,
please go ahead with the question.
Yeah, I have actually 2 brief questions for Alvin sir. First question is, whom according to him he sees as closest to his style in today's cricketers? That is my first question. And second question is, who according to him was the deadliest spin bowlers in his contemporaries? Thank you.
First of all, I admire Kohli. I admire Kohli the way he structured his innings, his collectiveness, his patience, picking gaps, concentrating, all these put together, and for that, I really admire Kohli for his genius and his positiveness in the way he does it. Quiet positiveness. And what he is, he assassinates you quietly. He assassinates bowlers quietly, and they don't know. And that's what the greatest thing I admire about the chap, Kohli. And as for spinners, now, you ask me about spinners in present day cricket?
Yeah, in both, in your era or the today's era.
For me, Lance Gibbs was great. Lance was great from Guyana. But for me, Prasanna one of the best I've seen.
That's great.
Prasanna used to make the ball hiss in the air.
Oh.
You hear a noise when the ball hits the pitch, like a snake. And once you find an area, Prasanna finds an area that he gets a little bit of bite, where he's going to get some turn, he hits that patch consistently. And at the end of the day, you could find big holes where he pitches the ball. And in those days, the wickets in India, after 4 overs, the 4 of them at you. The 4 of them coming at you. So Pras was special too. Prasanna was special, together with Lance Gibbs. And for a leg spinner, I rate Abdul Qadir, Pakistan. I rate him highly.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Nilesh. Thanks, Kallicharran, sir. Hope we've got a time to take the final 2 questions, sir, if it's okay with you.
Oh, yeah.
We've got one small chap, Rudra, who would like to present a question to you. Yes, Rudra.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, my question is that in turning wickets in India, I play in Mumbai, turning wicket and even bounce. How can I tackle against spin bowlers in slow wickets and turning wickets?
How you can tackle? Don't push at the ball. Always, I said earlier on in the program, always follow the bowler's hand. Don't take your hands off the bowler. From hand to pitch to bat. When you don't do that, you start to do guesswork. And playing spinners, you've got to play late. You don't push the ball. So when you're playing, if you're playing forward, right forward. And you're playing back, use your crease, play right back. So that's the key to playing spin bowlers. Don't push the ball.
Thank you, sir.
All right, don't push the ball. Play in front of the pad. Play in front of the pads. Okay?
Thanks, Rudra, for connecting.
Thank you.
So the final question of this session.
Nishad, I have a couple of friends.
Yes, yes.
You finish this one, the last one, yeah, with you.
Okay. Gary Sobers is an institution in himself. Looks like there will never be an all-rounder like Gary Sobers. What's your take on it, sir?
Well, if anyone comes after that, he's got to be special. He was the greatest. He was the greatest ever. And I had first-hand experience playing with him, being in the dressing room with him, talking to him. He's special in any department, catching, bowling, batting, on the situation. And I don't think sometimes he was hungry enough for himself. He could have doubled up to what he did.
Okay.
He could have doubled up. But he was the greatest, I think, personally, in every department. What you do, when you talk about all-rounders, you put him separately and then discuss the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's how I feel about him. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yes, Vijay, sir.
You have a
yes, my
friend Asif Karim from Kenya. Asif bhai.
Hi.
Hey.
Can you?
Oh.
Hi, coach.
Oh, oh boy. Oh man.
So
what's happening, brother?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
When I found out that you're going to be on it, I said I must listen from the beginning. And
Oh,
you
boy.
spoke fantastically as usual, giving words
Yes.
of wisdom like you used to give it to us when you helped us in our cricket in 98, 99.
Thank you.
How
Oh,
are you?
nice to see you, brother. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Good. How is life going?
Good, fine. Unfortunately, our cricket has gone down.
Oh boy, I see that, Will.
Yeah,
That was going to
unfortunately.
happen sometime. That was going to happen sometime. Hmm.
Yeah, well, you had some good stint with us.
Yep.
And maybe you could even give us some advice on what is the way forward for Kenyan cricket, because you had some experience, and there's some Kenyan cricketers listening to this right now also.
Well, if you need people like you to come back into the cricket, Asif, people like you have got to get involved. The good people, the right people. The right people must be there. And people, you are a shining example. This example you set as captain and a leader. And I thought you, when after all the chaps were going, you're supposed to take over that kind of role model, administrative. Because the rest were acting amateur, you know, the amateurs you had. And the ones here for their own purposes. It's just you chaps were a goodish team that were able to
unfortunately.
do that. Yeah. Because you could have gone further with the team you had. You could have gone more
Nice,
further.
nice to connect with you, coach. I'll get your number from
Yeah, please. Get it for me.
friends
Let's
and
keep in touch.
with you.
Yeah, sure. Let's get to our roots. Yeah, definitely. Okay, brother. That's it.
Yeah, you keep well. You're looking good.
Yeah, sure. You get my number from somebody. Yeah, I'll send you my number, my details.
Thank you so much, Asif bhai, for connecting.
Look after yourself well.
Sure, brother.
Thanks.
Good.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Asif bhai. See you tomorrow as well, sir. Yes, sir, Vijay
Yes,
sir. There's
we
one
have
more
a
caller,
friend.
right?
We have a friend from Ahmedabad, Jagat Patel.
Another Patel.
Yeah, he's a Parthi Patel uncle.
Good evening, Alvin sir. Am
Oh,
I audible?
Hi,
Good
there
evening.
is Jagat. Say hello.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
Hello, sir.
Good. Yes, my brother. Yes. How are you?
તમે बताओ જગત ભાઈ
Sir,
કોણ
my
છો?
daughter, I want to ask something. Sir, I am Jagat Patel. I am uncle of Parthiv Patel, wicketkeeper from India.
Okay. Good.
My daughter is 9 years old and wants to wants a questions to you.
Yes, go ahead.
She wants to ask a question, sir. She is 9 years old.
We're ready.
Put forward the question.
I'm waiting.
Good evening, Alvin sir. How do you overcome
I'm
your
very-
fear when facing the fast balls? The fast balls with the protecting gears like helmet
How do you?
and
Yes. Good.
chest guards, etc.
Right. So,
Because at
how
that
do you?
time when
Yeah.
you were there, there were
Yeah.
there were no guards and all. You just wore pads and that all.
Yeah. That's all. All right.
Just
Here is how you overcome your fear. Right. How long is a pitch? 22 yards? 22 yards, isn't it? The pitch is 22 yards. The bowler, can the bowler hit you from 22 yards? Can he cuff you? Can he thump you from 22 yards?
No.
No. Good. So what do you do? So you don't play the bowler. What is going to injure you?
Ball.
What's going to hurt you?
The ball.
What's going to hurt you? The ball. So concentrate on the ball. Concentrate on the ball only. And you don't play the bowler. Don't play the name of the bowler. Play ball. Play the ball. And then you're going to see the ball all the way. And if you don't focus on the ball, that's when you're going to get injured. So a lot of people they talk about the batsman. You talk to young players sometimes. I'm scared about that bowler. No, you don't scare about the bowler. Scare about the ball. The ball gets you out. The ball injures you. Okay.
Thank you, beta. Thanks, Jagat bhai.
Yeah. The ball hurts you. Not the
Thank you very much, sir.
Very much.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Jatin Patel, you need to come back in. We were waiting for some surprise guests to connect with us. Looks like they haven't connected with us. So my request, Jatin Patel sir, to please take charge once again.
Well, it's a good session so far. And I'd like to come to the main topic of the book. We hear a lot from Sir Alvin Kallicharran. It's one of the greatest legend from not just his time, for many years to come. History will never change what he has done, what he has been through. But as we discussed today, we all understand there's a lot of things we need to learn. I'm fortunate enough to being with him for so many times on so many occasions in last 10 years or so when he moved to the US. Coming straight to the point, nowadays, there's a lots of training going all over the world. And considering all these questions today, I feel our players and coaches not doing the right thing. We are very highly focusing on that 20% of the skill set. We are not doing anything on the other 80%. Out of that 80%, the biggest challenge is the mental toughness, the mindset, which is we all talking about, focus, concentration. To learn those lessons, I will again say his book is one of the best I have read. Before I say that, I have read more than 20 books from different legends. Most of them turn into the biographies. They'll tell you the story about what they did, what was kind of funny thing or good thing or best thing like that. Now, Sir Alvin Kallicharran has put his stuff in a book. It's definitely in one direction, how we can improve this player to getting better. It's showing you the path, how you create the desire from inside to survive yourself, to keep continue and play. He also throws the idea about how you can keep your hunger to keep doing well against all circumstances. It's not about just beginning training. And this is also a book helps you, the coaches, to understand what we need to do with these players so they can become tomorrow's star. There is nothing can happen overnight. There is no such recipe or procedure or a process out there where someone can make you a good player. It all comes from within. And that is what it's all about. So last thing I will say on the book, we are fortunate to have him today on the show. Some of people may have seen his face first time probably, but he's in great shape, trust me. And we have still a lot of time with him to learn. But meantime, anyone attending this webinar, or I'm expecting Omtex gonna contact almost all participants to other webinars with the information about how you can book through the Omtex. The information is coming to your inbox. And even this coronavirus situation, lockdown, where business is closed, transactions are kind of difficult to do it. But I think we can continue the process to prepare ourselves for tomorrow in terms of the player or coaching. And with that said, I will say contact the Omtex team once you get the information. And we are in a process to set forth some sort of mechanism where you can order with Omtex, and there will be one outlet in India where books will be available. I will happy to say if somebody is looking at the USA side, we can have opportunity for his autograph too. In that case, contact me. But if you are in India and like to have it, get it done over there, it's definitely Vijay Bhai and his Omtex things. And again, keep eye on your inbox with more information. With that, I will say I enjoyed this session. I appreciate everyone to come out and listen to our legend. It's a great honor, pleasure, and I learned something new today too. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jatin Patel, and surely Team Omtex will play its part in making sure that the book reaches each and every nook and corner of India. Whoever really wants to read that book, the Omtex will really play its part. Thank you so much, Kallicharran sir. You're an absolute. Yes, yes,
we
Vijay
have to
sir.
play on video again.
Yes.
Yes. We have one video to play. Yes.
The blessings.
Yeah.
Vijay.
I'll be playing this video from starting because some technical issues were there.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
It was the beginning of West Indies' dominance in world cricket. In the very first World Cup, left-handed Alvin Kallicharran showed what Caribbean cricket was all about.
Great shot, 4 runs. A beautiful stroke.
Well, small in stature but big in heart. Yeah, that's Alvin. Yeah, he was a very courageous young player. Played for Warwickshire as well too. But to me, just playing the West Indies team, you know, I'm only 5'9½", and I can put my elbow on top of his head and stand up quite easily. He's a very small person, but a very strong, very committed.
Oh, it's a beautiful shot.
Kallicharran may have been short in stature, but wasn't so in confidence. He never shied away from exhibiting his back foot play.
So flashed again. 4 more. Yes, now 3 balls all gone for 4. And he's done it again. 4 more. My goodness.
Aggressive yet elegant, Kallicharran was a harbinger of a decade-long dominance of West Indies cricket and remains one of their tallest personalities.
Hi Vijay, congratulations on the 50th anniversary of Omtex. I'm so happy that you have achieved so much in that time. Remember in the days in England when you were looking for the marketing of Omtex. Look where you are today. Congratulations again, Vijay. I'm very impressed with what you've done. Only hard work has done it. Well done.
Thanks a million, Kallicharran sir, for those blessings. It's absolutely nice to see you in good shape, and may you live 100 years. And that is the century, that 13th century is what we all will cherish the most, sir. Thank you so much. You've been absolutely brilliant, so down to earth. God bless you always. May I request Vijay sir to please conclude the session with his statement. Vijay sir.
Hello, Kallicharran sir.
Yes,
when I told I have 2 sons. Kunal Jugal, are you there? Kunal Jugal?
Yes, I'm here.
Better say hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Good.
Great,
good.
sir.
Good. Nice to see you.
What do you do, KP?
So I'm a director of Omtex and I play also, and I business as well with that as well. So I was just want to know about you, sir, because I always listen about you at home, and I've seen many of us videos, and you are fearless at that time.
I've stayed at your house. I've stayed at
This
a
your house.
younger
one.
Yeah, good. Oh boy.
Hello, sir.
Good.
How are you? Jugal
I'm
here.
good. I'm good. Yes, yes.
Good to
I'm
see you,
that's
sir.
DJ's face, man. Yeah.
Just duplicate of him.
Yeah. Good. I'm good. I'm good. And how is the company going?
Yes, KP.
So just I wanted to know, how sports, why sports is very important in our lives, and what you have learned from the sport. You have played cricket, and you have been very humble to us today. But just wanted to know, how sports have helped you in your life, and it changed your life.
Sports created my life. Sports gave me a life. And what sports has done to me, how to fight difficulties, how to fight adversities, how to have discipline, how to have focus when I want to achieve something, how to walk in a straight line. There are times when you're going to face difficulties running your business, but always have one thing in mind. Losing sometimes is not the end of the world. What you've got to learn to understand, we can't change what happened in the past, right? We may make a mistake in the past, but tomorrow your thinking can change. All right? So if you fail today, your thinking got to change for tomorrow, why you failed. So then you always create that discipline and always learn to fight. Be a fighter.
Yes, sir.
Sports taught me all of that. Sports was a very, very big thing for me in terms of all of that. Sports is a challenge. Life is a challenge. And there's no difference wanting to create success in sports and from your management working for Omtex. What you got to learn from this? Now I'm going to tell you something. And that could be more like a family thing. Is always create a base. Always have a base. Well, you are fortunate to have this base in Omtex. It was created already. All you've got to walk in now and say, yes, I want to continue this success. And that's going to help you to fight anything, obstacles.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep. Thank you, sir.
I have my elder brother here, Dilip Patel. He's the chairman of the company. He wants to say something to you.
Yo.
Hello.
Dilip bhai.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Mr. Kallicharran. How are you?
Yeah, good, good.
I still remember one match in Wankhede when India versus West Indies. You were on the crease batting. I don't remember the bowler, but in an over, somebody bowled to you and you played the ball and drived on the covers, and the ball went straight to Gavaskar. Then he fielded the ball. Continuously, you played 4 balls all together, same way to Gavaskar. Then I saw Gavaskar talking to you on the field, and I was on the ground in the Wankhede Stadium, and he told, "Arey Baba, you do the drive on the left of me or right on me. Why you are putting the ball straight to me?" So there was the laughter all over the stadium.
Yes.
I remember that episode.
Yes, yes. And we still have that friendship
That was
going.
77, 78. Both were captains, each other on the same side, on the same field.
Lovely. It is.
Fortunately, I was there in the,
Old
at the
memories,
stadium
Rich.
watching.
Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah.
And I know you, the way you batted, it was excellent, excellent. There, no,
Thank
you
you
were
very much
just,
for that.
you were batted like a legend.
Thank you very much.
The flow and
Thank you very
everything, I still I remember that.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much, and continue what you're doing and all the success with the company.
So kind of you, so kind of you.
Something,
Yes,
yeah.
we'll try our level best.
Kallicharran sir, our chairman Dilip Patel sir has come live for the first time on webinar. This is the 7th webinar, but he chose to be live with you. So he's got that
Oh, boy.
special
Thank you very
respect
much.
for you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
First time he came.
No, it was my
Thank you.
pleasure. It was my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
You know, my brother used to tell me this the same story. I said, no. You say direct to the culture, sir.
Yeah.
So I just pull him down. I said,
Yeah.
go straight to the
Go
camera.
straight in. Sure. Sure.
So
Yeah.
you understand, this is a complete cricket family, very
Oh,
sporty
yes,
family.
we know.
That is the part of our success in Omtex.
We know.
So
We know.
we all 4 works together. Now everyone comes to the office and they love cricket. We play cricket also. So this
Good.
is a fun as well as, we work very hard on this. And sir, I would really thank you very much for all these blessings and your kind words and all the knowledge and, everything, the boys and the players and the coaches are already listening from worldwide. We are seeing this in this webinar. They are from the worldwide. Hope they must have enjoyed it. I'm getting a lot of messages already in my WhatsApp. Thank you,
Is
and it's appreciated and very nice.
Oh,
Thank you,
for
sir.
me.
Again, thank you very much for coming on the
No,
webinar.
must send all these things in an email for me, Beach.
I'm going to
Yes,
send
yes,
you
we'll do that.
I'll forward to you emails. I'll forward to you.
Yeah.
And Beach, we must talk sometime. We must talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sometime
Yes, sir.
soon when cricket starts. What we can do here. What we can do here.
Great, sir. We'll do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.